Guys, thank you so much for taking a second out of your busy day, checking out my YouTube channel, watching some of the videos. Interestingly enough, when I started this YouTube channel not that long ago, my goal was to kind of educate the public about music and all things musical, and it looks like now I'm learning a lot from you guys. I really appreciate every one of the comments that you guys take the time to write, and it means a lot to me. And I hate to ask this because I hate when I go on a new YouTube channel and they have a 5-minute intro talking about, you know, smashing the like button, smashing the subscribe button. But if you could take 1 second and hit the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. It would really mean a lot to me. No, please, I insist, go ahead, take a second. 1 click of a mouse button, and thank you. You guys rock, it means the world to me. Enjoy the video and remember to comment. Thanks again, guys, it means the world to me. Alright guys, we're going to carry on. We're going to do another reaction video. You guys probably know that I've made it very clear since doing some of my Prince reaction videos. In some of his performances, he has this drummer who's really... I'm drawn to drummers, even though I'm a guitar player at heart. I'm drawn to the drummers, so whenever I check out a performance or I check out a band, I always seem to gravitate towards the drummer first. You got to have a really good drummer to really have a good band. You know, I've... been in some bands with some really good drummers, some okay drummers, and sadly a few with some bad drummers. Maybe I'll do videos about that sometime. But this fellow, John Blackwell, who played for Prince for a while, who also played in Cameo, Word Up. Now, I don't know if John was there during the recording of that. I just have a memory of in 1986 when Cameo came out with the song Word Up. I remember really enjoying it. I think I still have it on my, well, not my iPod anymore, on my phone. But anyway, we are going to react to a John Blackwell drum solo. Now, it's very sadly, he is no longer with us. I believe he passed away the year after Prince died. He got sick. Very sad. Very talented drummer, and I got to check this out. Okay? Here we go. So we're going to check out John Blackwell drum solo. They got all the mics drummed. I think they've got an SM57 on the snare. Cool, efficient little set there. Now again, I'm a guitar player talking about a drum, but I've always been fascinated with really good drummers. So, so sad he's not with us anymore. That is really heartbreaking. You know, the world is such a wonderful place, but it can be such a cruel place, and sometimes the worst things happen to the nicest people, and you're always scratching your head going, why? Okay, so now we're getting into it here. You know, it's such a talent, and I just think back to times in my life where I've had to compromise with some of the people I've played with. Sorry if that's rubs some people the wrong way. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. But I would have literally killed to have played with a drummer this talented at times in my life. Just... How do you think he spent his teenage years? Not playing video games, I can tell you that much. So he was doing some interesting stuff there with the double bass pedals. You can tell he's got such a good command of time. Years back, I had a little electric drum kit and I played a little bit. I think, you know what, for any musician, for anything you play, like any instrument you play, if you spend a bit of time on drums, how could you not become an even better musician? I really enjoyed that. I'd like to find the time to get back into that a little bit. And there's just something very primal about the drums, you know. But really, in any performance, if you don't have a good beat, if you don't have a good drummer, you don't have a good band, man. I've talked a lot about the importance of meter, people practicing with a metronome. One of the things is when you play to an audience, and if people, even if they're not even educated in music, right? I've seen this happen, sadly, where I've had a few instances of playing in bands with a not so good caliber drummer, the meter. Right? So the meter is, if you're going to play a song at 100 beats per minute on stage at a performance, you want a drummer that can kind of hang in there around 100 and keep it pretty steady for the whole show. So, but if you have a drummer who, you know, does not have a good meter, and you're kind of going down to, you know, 94 beats per minute and then up to 106 and kind of in between and up, down, it's bad. And the audience picks up on it. And, sadly, you know, I've had a few instances with a drummer that wasn't very good, who I gave, you know, some opportunities to, and, you know, you could just tell when, you know, people aren't practicing with a metronome at home doing their homework, but meter is so important. And, you know, if I was to audition a drummer or a jam with a drummer, I don't even care so much about, the fancy stuff is great if it's in time. But if you can't, the basic thing I look for in a drummer is good meter. If the meter isn't there and I can feel that speeding up, slowing down, no. We talked about with Prince about how, you know, you could take an average band, not saying Prince's band was average because they're not, they're amazing. But you could take an average band playing your local scene, but if they have a really good performance, they're going to seem and appear even better than what they are, right? The performance is so important. But with it's the same thing, but if you could have a great band, say you have an amazing singer, amazing lead guitar player, you know, but if your drummer isn't very good and it's very shaky, it's just not going to matter. And the audience, sometimes they'll watch, they might not even understand, but they'll be like, something's not quite right here. You don't have a worse feeling than when you have people up on the dance floor, if you're playing in that type of band, and the meter is so bad that people just can't even dance to it, and they go off. I've been in that situation, embarrassingly, and so, with some people you can sit down and say, hey, you know, like, and they get it, and they say, okay, yeah, I'll try and fix this. But then other people, like, in their head, they think they're a superstar, and they do no wrong, and it's like, no, you're not that good, and your meter's really bad, and you can't communicate it. They just don't get it, right? Some people in life, I think there's three types of people in life. People that get it, people that don't get it but want to get it and are willing to learn. And then you have the third group where people that just don't get it and they'll never get it. And sometimes you meet people like that. So anyway, moving along here to the amazing John Blackwell. Let's continue, carry on. To getting a gig with Prince, you got to be pretty good. Like, come on. This guy just, he rocked my world, man, watching him play. notice here in this video, he has a very small and practical kit. For the most part, there's a lot of jokes out there among musicians. If you play in a band with a drummer with a huge kit, you've got a long night ahead of you because you got to help him unpack and pack. And I guess it all really depends on the type of gig you're trying to do. You know, a lot of people put down electric drums, but I can tell you when you're playing a gig and you're tired, if your second or third gig of the weekend or whatever, for a working musician, and depending on the type of music you're doing, but if you're just doing country or cover stuff and you have an electric kit, a rolling kit, and you can just fold it up and just put it in the trailer instead of having to take each individual drum, put it in the case, do that, it can really help, you know. But to each their own. I guess it depends on the type of gig, but he's got a really kind of a practical setup here, I think. Again, guys, to the drummers out there, don't crucify me. I'm a guitar player. I can hear those guitar player jokes going. Such a command of time, eh? I would actually like to see him do some covers of some progressive band stuff. You know, I don't know if it's out there or not, but I'd love to see him try. I'm not even going to use the word try. I'd like to see him play Dream Theater. You know, maybe some old King Crimson, or it'd be interesting to see him play some of that progressive music that's quite difficult on drums, but I'm sure he would just chew it up and spit it out like it's nothing. Interesting technique where he puts the stick forward. See it? Where he puts the stick forward? That's really cool. I've never really seen that before that I can remember. The way he puts dynamics into his playing.
Every musician needs to practice with a metronome. It's just very often traditional ones can be annoying, disruptive.
Now, a lot of people don't know, and I did take a few drum lessons and played a little bit, but the whole thing of the art of just holding, how you hold the sticks and getting the bounce when you're playing on the snare, like there's a lot to it. A lot of people don't realize it, you know, they just think, oh, here's some sticks, go get angry and bang on some drums, but there's a lot to that. Even that technique that he's doing there, it's amazing. Holy shite. He can play faster with one hand than I could ever hope to with two. Friends, there's many reasons, you know, why certain musicians, they take off with their playing and they become quite good. When I started my channel, I didn't want it just to be a guitar lesson channel, but I posted some interesting videos talking about this kind of stuff. There's a number of reasons why some people do better than others. And that's a whole other video in itself. In fact, look back in my backlog of videos. I probably talk about it. But I'm sure I've talked about it in some videos. But ultimately, true talent is the desire to practice. That is what true talent is. No one, I don't know a lot about his history growing up, but, no one forced him probably to sit in a room and practice. That came from within. He had a desire to say, yeah, I want to do really good at this. Funny, I'm just watching this, and I just all of a sudden just got overcome with this overwhelming sadness, knowing that he's not with us anymore. He doesn't, I think I read a little bit about him. He might be around my age now, guys. You got to remember, I look older than what I actually am, but I'm pushing 50. Many years gigging, dealing with musicians. I was going to make a few other jokes about bad relationships, but I won't. I don't want to offend anyone out there, of course. But I look a little bit older than I really am. So, as a lot of reasons for aging prematurely. Well, hey, I talked about myself, and I happen to use the word mature in some form there. But anyway, it just makes me really sad. He's not with us anymore, man. Like, sometimes the world sucks. Even that stuff he's doing on the hi-hat's pretty crazy. I'm not a drummer, but I know that. I can look at that and go, wow. Dun, 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 dun. So his footwork, he's doing some pretty interesting stuff there. I know that dude's name. His name's Jared Falk. He had some good videos, good educational videos for a long time on YouTube. I can also tell part of why he was in Prince's band. This guy is really good at dynamics in his playing, which is very important in a lot of the Prince performances that we've seen, that I've reacted to. Dynamics is very, very important. Bring it down, eh? I have never seen that before. That's crazy. That is so freaking cool. I've never seen that before. You think this guy spent some time on the drum kit? I have never seen anything like what he just did there at the end. That is incredible. So I have pretty much a new favorite drummer now. That is so sad about John Blackwell. Thank God, I gotta be careful using that word. I'm so thankful that I got to see his performances the past few weeks, and you people have helped bring him to my attention, because he is just a worldly talent. And I'm incredibly sad that I think he's roughly around my age. It's incredibly sad that he's no longer with us. It's just, in life, that's a journey we all have to take together. That's one thing that we all share. Well, we share the fact that we have to share this planet together, but we also are sharing the fact that we live our lives not knowing when the end comes for each and every one of us. And I'm very sad that he's no longer with us, because he's one heck of a talent. Amazing footwork, amazing sense of dynamics. May John Blackwell rest in peace. Very, very sad, but at least we have the joy of being able to continually watch his amazing performances and talent. All right, what do you guys think? Comment below anything you'd like to see me react to. Remember, practice hard, practice smart, and we'll see you soon.